Hey, 7-month update of eating raw meat. Raw meat. So, since the last update, I tried out cheese when I went to the Netherlands, which I hadn't ate in months, and I also ate it back when I came here. But my conclusion is that the casein protein is just too hard to digest. Maybe there's some people who can do better. So, it's not something I eat now, but if I would travel, I would eat it, and it's still better than any plant foods. The problem, though, is that the commercial stuff is usually pasteurized, but I also tried some raw milk cheese and has added salt, so that's some problems. And the cottage cheese I was eating, which is similar to yogurt, it also has lactose in it, so I just don't tolerate it, even in such quantities. So I haven't been eating that. Also, the only thing from dairy which I've been eating is butter, because the meat that I eat doesn't have enough fat on it, so I eat a whole stick of butter extra every day for the fat, and that's completely fine for me. So what I want to talk about now is fire, because people put their food into fire nowadays and destroy it, and logically anything you put in fire, we destroy it, more or less. It's destructive for sure. We alter it in ways that are usually not beneficial to us, especially when it comes to food. And meat also is very sensitive, so when it turns brown, gray, and loses its color, that's not a sign that you're a good cook or something, because we get this idea from cook shows and stuff nowadays. This is all absolute nonsense. It's to manipulate us into destroying our food, to remove its nutritional content. And no animal cooks their food. I've never heard of it, at least. So think about it. Also, people like to talk about how when they change their diet, and usually it means cutting out a lot of junk food, whatever diet it is, they usually feel a lot better. But let me tell you, if you would cut out junk food and eat also raw meat, you would feel as good as you've never felt in your life, especially if you include organs, because that's very important. And the thing is that when I was 19 to 20, I used to eat chips and lasagna for the most part, and that was it. It was total junk, but seeing as I was so young, I didn't notice any difference. So that's just to the people who are young now and are on some kind of diet and believe that they are very healthy or something. Problems always appear much later, just remember that. In your 30s, you may start noticing something. In your 40s, you will get some illnesses, but your doctors will tell you that it's normal at your age, and then come all the heavy stuff in your 50s. And so it's really something to think about, if you care about health. If not, that's your thing. So, just so you understand, what I mean is, if you cut out the junk, that's usually what helps many times, but doesn't mean that you're feeling your best possible. Your best possible you will feel if you include animal organs. I guarantee that to any human being on this planet. Absolutely guaranteed. What I also tried is high meat, which I talked about in my last update, and after I was eating raw meat for 6 months now, so a month ago, I just somehow got the craving to try to start fermenting the meat. And so far, it's not that old yet. It's not even 3 weeks old, but it smells fantastic and also tastes pretty great. So I'll keep you updated on that. And also, to the people who are more interested into this, if you haven't actually heard about it, there's a forum called Raw Paleo Forum, and you'll find a lot of people there who eat raw meat and all kinds of topics related to it. If you really want to hear about other people who eat it and their benefits or problems and that kind of stuff, that's really a place to go to. So, but I'll continue with our some health benefits because somebody wanted me to talk about that, but in a second, yeah.
So, main causes of obesity, in addition to all the sugars and starches, are a low-fat diet. I mean, if you want a very unhealthy population, there are a couple things you can do that will promote an unhealthy population. Tell people grains are very good for them and they need to eat a lot more of them, and that fat is very bad for you and you need a low-fat diet. You don't want a low-fat diet, you want a normal fat diet. You want the amount of fat that nature put in every food you are eating. And then you want to make sure you're eating some of them. Because if somebody's a vegetarian, where's all the fat? So lack of satiety, overeating, all caused by low-fat diet. Poor hormone balance, all of the sex hormones. Poor skin tone, poor cellular elasticity and early aging. If you don't want to look old before your time, do not go on a low-fat diet. The body uses fat to nourish all those cells. It's one of the reasons all these traditional populations don't look old and wrinkled at the same years and ages that we do. Reduced immune function for many hours. A couple of studies were done where they fed people the exact or equivalent of 4 to 6 teaspoons of sugar. And somebody will say, that's a lot of sugar. I'll go, really? That's a small glass of fresh squeezed orange juice or fresh pressed carrot juice, or you just have your own apple tree outside and you took your own 3 apples and made 6 ounces. Nobody drinks 6 ounces anymore. That's 6 teaspoons of sugar. And the macrophage activity, your white blood cells, goes down for 4 to 6 hours. Well, then for the next meal, they have a sandwich. So you have 2 pieces of bread, that converts to way more than 6 teaspoons of sugar. For dinner, they either have a dessert or a muffin or something else, that converts to more than 6 teaspoons of sugar. And so your immune system, almost all day long, is not operating as well as it should be operating, and lo and behold, after enough years of that, you get cancer. It's not surprising at all. I mean, people say it's surprising that our cancer rate has gone from 1 in 50 to 1 in 25 to 1 in 10 to 1 in 8, and it's currently about 1 in 2. It's not surprising at all. We eat worse and worse and worse every year, and we have more and more and more toxins that we're exposed to every year that our kidneys and liver can't get rid of. I'm actually surprised that we even live as long as we currently do with everything going on. It's a testament to our body's ability to try its best to handle things, which is why when you start doing the right things, we can still get a huge amount of recovery back again.
As far as the health benefits go, you're not going to find a lot of information on the health benefits of raw meat or high meat. Forget about it nowadays, because that's not what we support. We support death and disease. I already talked about stuff like creatine and all kinds of stuff, so I'm not going to repeat all the same things. There's also the amino acid carnosine, which is anti-aging and stuff, and the whole thing about raw meat and high meat anyway is quite unexplored still. There's some books and some people who talk about it. So 8 things I can definitely mention to you because of my own experience of this whole thing, and that combined with a ketogenic diet. So it's not only about raw meat, but I'll try to focus on that mostly. As far as working out goes, which I do still, I used to have a lot of muscle soreness after working out, and I used to work out a lot less. Now I work out more and I have no muscle soreness. It's incredible. And that's simply because of inflammation. Even though I lift also heavier, I do more and get less problems basically. It's incredible. And don't need as much rest. That's why I work out more, simply because I have so much more energy and strength and just life force, power. Raw meat is easier to digest. It's the easiest food in general to digest for a human, but it's easier also than cooked meat because we alter the proteins when we cook it. And it it will simply go through your body. You won't even feel it. You can eat as much of it as you want. Same with fat. And your stomach will always be flat because there will be no fiber in the intestines, and you have no constipation. It's genius. There's enzymes in raw meat, which and all kinds of animal products, especially if they are raw. And there's also some in fruit, but in comparison, very, very little compared to meat. And when you age, these get less and less. And seeing as what I already talked about the appendix, people get their appendix removed, many. And if they don't eat raw meat, the digestion is going to go to hell. Another thing is B vitamins, which are 90% destroyed when you cook the meat, and many people are deficient in B vitamins. And these deficiencies can cause infertility, which is a quite big thing nowadays. And women who have miscarriages nowadays, we get told it's normal, which is it's not. And deliveries which last 20 hours or something, which is not normal at all. It should be quite quick. And women who eat raw meat have very quick deliveries with no problems at all. And there was actually this cat study, 10-year, where they ate, one group ate cooked foods and one ate raw meat, and you could see that they were completely healthy, the ones eating raw meat, because just like dogs and us humans, they also have a carnivore's digestive tract. And the ones who didn't had bone problems, had miscarriages, problems with pregnancies, and all that stuff. So that just says it all, sort of. B vitamins are important, definitely. And all the other stuff that is in meat, that is removed when you cook it. Also, I don't brush my teeth. I haven't brushed it ever since last summer, and even before I was eating raw meat, but there's just no point. There's nothing there. Sometimes some meat gets stuck, but then you get it out. It's even kind of fun pulling it out. And you won't get tooth decay. That's a health benefit. Say goodbye to your dentist. It's impossible to eat raw meat and fat and to get any problems with teeth. It all comes from carbohydrates. And your body odor, smell, will be attractive, at least to people who have a natural sense of smell. So that's great. Also, a clear nose, can always breathe in the fresh air of the forest, nature, that kind of stuff. And I've been told this, I've been complimented on my body odor. And also, not only smell, but the last thing, especially your taste, will get more natural, and you will not crave all kinds of other stuff. So having a natural taste is actually important for us to differentiate from food that we should be eating and well, stuff that we should stay away from. And I really quite appreciate this, because the high meat also, which I probably could have not imagined eating months ago, now I actually really enjoy the taste. I'm grateful for it. So there you go.